All right, let me give you some useful commands that in R that are helpful to browse your data, but also look for patterns and words in your data, okay? So one of them is, let's say you have a matrix that is actually not just 5 rows, but 5,000 rows, right? In fact, you'll be working with things that are 10,000, 20,000 rows. Now, if you're looking to make sure that your row is, or your matrix is complete and accurate and there's nothing wrong with it, you would have to go through the entire thing. If you ever tried to print that out, it would at one point stop. So one nice feature is you can use the head command. Just like in Linux, head command gives you the first few lines of a file. The head command here gives you the first few rows of the data sets. In this case, it would give you the first 6 rows of the data frame or matrix, okay? Now, similarly, instead of having to go at the bottom, you would use the tail command to look at the last 6 lines of code. So this is really helpful. Instead of scrolling the entire thing, you can set the ranges, but quickly know, just do head and tail and you'll know what the data looks like, and it's actually in good format. Now, pattern searching is very helpful. Sometimes you want to look for genes that are important, or that you know the name but you don't know exactly where it is in your data frame because you have 50,000 genes, you don't remember which row it's in. So you can look or search for these genes using patterns. So in this case, let's start with a simple vector with all these different fruits in them, okay? And sometimes you'll have a few that are repeated, and some of them have words or phrases that are also repeated across, okay? If you want to look for an exact match, that's easy. You just have a double equal sign. What you will get back is a logical vector that tells you where it's true or where it matched and where it did not. You can also get the specific position of where the exact match was by using which. So this which actually works for anything that gives type of logical response. So anytime you get a true or false, which will give you the position where there is a true. So this comes in handy later on when we're doing differential expression. We'll be using which to find out which genes have a p-value less than whatever condition that we set. Now let's say you want to search for 2 different things. You can use this % in %. So here it will take the entire vector of fruits and find where any one of these are matching, and that will give you all of them that are true. So there, in this case, there are 1, 2, 3 occurrences. If you use the match command, it will only give you the first occurrence of the match. So it doesn't give you as much as the % in %. It just kind of wants to let you know that, yes, it's there somewhere. You can try to find patterns, but it doesn't work with a double equal sign. It wouldn't find anything for you. What you need to use is a partial match. So this partial match only gives you if it matches it perfectly and only once. So if there are multiple matches, it doesn't give you a result either. So the best way to look for patterns is using a grep command. So this again is same command as in Linux. For those of you who are familiar with that environment, grep will take a pattern of a string and look for it. And by default, it will give you the position where it matches. You can actually tell it to instead return the values, and it will give you the words where this matched. Okay, so these are very helpful commands in trying to find words or patterns inside, and also pay attention to the which command. That becomes very helpful to get the actual rows where your match has happened.